It's Thursday evening and you are welcome to Religious Vocation Digest, Religious Profile. My name is Shadrach Samuel Adinu. In today's edition of Religious Vocation Profile, I am going to have a conversation with Reverend Sister Florence, a Holy Child sister. And then, if you are just tuned in, just join us on our Facebook, Cafdil Cape Coast, YouTube, Cafdil EDU. But before we do that, let's go for this quick break. We shall return.
Since time immemorial, God has always communicated himself and his will through various voices: the prophets, the kings, the judges, not forgetting John the Baptist, who was a precursor to Jesus Christ and gave us the will of God. We bring to you Voices from the Valley. This is a program designed by the Conventual Franciscan Friars in Ghana in collaboration with Cafdil TV to bring you in-depth insight in our faith, catechesis, and various Catholic teachings which will help you in your journey as a pilgrim. I know you cannot miss this program, and I highly encourage you that you shouldn't miss this program because it is Voices of God from the Valley of Prayer and Silence. Join us this and every Sunday at 3 p.m. and a repeat on Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. here on Cafdil TV and on our various social media platforms: YouTube, Cafdil EDU, and Facebook, Cafdil Cape Coast. Let us meet and share what God has for us through the Voices from the Valley. Make me a means of your peace.
Welcome back from that break. If you just tuned in, this is Religious Vocation Digest, Religious Vocation Profile. As I said earlier in my introduction, I am going to have a conversation with Sister Florence, a Holy Child sister who is based here in Wa. Sister, you are welcome.
Thank you.
And I hope you are good.
I'm doing very well.
Thank
How about
God.
yourself?
I am also doing fine.
You are also welcome to Wa Diocese.
Thank you. So, sister, for somebody watching you for the very first time, who is Sister Florence?
Well, I am Florence Naapire. I come from Upper West, Nandom to be precise.
Okay.
Gozil is my village under Nandom. I came from a family of 7. I happen to be the firstborn.
Wow.
We have 4 girls and 3 boys.
So, in your family, you are the firstborn.
Yes.
I guess the mantle falls on you. You taking your first step, your father is supposed to give you out to be married so he can at least appropriate the money he spent on you whilst you were going to school. And then you chose to become a sister.
Yes, please.
How did the family take it?
Well, fortunately, I come from a family that is very strong in the faith.
Okay.
And I didn't really have any challenge with my vocation, wanting to be a religious. In fact, I will say that my uncle is also a religious.
Okay.
That is the provincial superior of the FIC brothers.
Nice, interesting.
So that had paved way for me. So the family accepting my choice to be a religious, even though I am the firstborn.
Okay.
So my family didn't really have any problem for me coming into the religious life. So my blessings, I receive it just like that.
Okay.
So my father, actually when the sisters came to tell the family about my intention, my father, what he said that day was that he only wants my happiness. So he wouldn't say that this is what he wants me to do. He wants me to be happy in life. And if he wants me to marry, and then if I marry and then I'm not happy, then there's no point. So for that matter, he allows me to make my choice. So I was happy.
Interesting. So let's go back to where you schooled, what you've learned, and then.
Well, I schooled in Nandom, started from St. Cecilia Primary School,
Okay.
from there to St. Maria Goretti, JHS. From St. Maria Goretti, I went to St. Anne's Vocational School, where I did catering and hospitality.
Okay.
So from there, I moved on to St. Clair, where I had my intermediate. After my intermediate, I continued to Sunyani for my advance. So I had my advance in Sunyani Polytechnic. Then it was after the Polytechnic I came and helped in the school, St. Anne's Vocational School. I taught there for 2 years before I joined the Holy Child Sisters.
Okay, so how many years are you in Gauss now?
14 years.
14 years. Okay, let's go back to your formation days. How was the experience like? How was it?
Well, my formation days, I will say, of course, every formation has challenges.
Okay.
Going into a life that you don't really know very well, and coupled with the fact that it is an international congregation where we were different nationalities. So it was, well, a mix-up of joys and struggles, because one have to fit into the formation program. So, but in all, I was happy because I fitted well with the people that I was journeying with. So it was okay for me.
Okay. So where did you have your formation?
I started my formation in Cape Coast.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you advanced to
Nigeria.
yes.
So we have the candidacy, we call it, in Cape Coast.
Okay.
Then we have the novitiate in Nigeria, Jos.
Okay. In Nigeria, share some of the experience with us.
Well, at the time I was there, happens to be the time of their crisis. And we happen also to have our novitiate located in an area where those crises were really happening. So at a point, it was really difficult for us to come out of our gate because there were a lot of killings, bombing in the church. So we couldn't even attend masses outside the community. So it has been a lot of fear that was in us, but with the faith, we persevered and we were able to come out.
Okay. So how did you get to meet the Holy Child Sisters?
I got to meet the Holy Child Sisters in Nandom St. Anne's Vocational School as I was teaching there. One of the sisters happens to be our examiner who came to supervise our students who were writing their final exams. So when she came, she is Sister Alberta Bonle. She came as a supervisor, and I was happened to be the one in charge of her, ensuring that she was able to stay comfortable to do her work. So I was just admiring her from the distance, and honestly, I didn't communicate with her. I was just serving her and trying to look at one or two things. Having worked with sisters and schooled in sisters institutions, and seeing her, there was a lot difference. So I felt I was drawn to their own congregation. So I did not actually say anything to her. After she left, I called one of the FIC brothers by name Brother Hippolyte. He actually convinced me and said, oh, I had a good thought for wanting to join the congregation because they live close to sisters in the same area, and so they know them very well. So he encouraged me to put in my application, and then that was what happened.
Interesting. So now let's go to the history of the Holy Child Sisters.
Well, the Holy Child Sisters were the Society of the Holy Child Jesus, an international congregation. We are founded by a woman named Cornelia Cornely. She founded the society in England in 1846. Then in 1930, they moved down to Africa, in Nigeria, Calabar to be precise. Then in 1946, they came to Ghana.
Okay. So what is your charism and then apostolate?
Well, our charism and apostolate, we are sisters who worked as educationists.
Okay.
We are into education, health, agriculture, and pastoral and social ministry. So we are divided. We divided the ministries into two. We have the primary ministries and the secondary ministry. The primary ministry is the education, the health, agriculture, and then the secondary ministry is the pastoral and social ministry. Now the education, we are known for our holistic education, where we have all levels of education from play class to the university level. So we have sisters who are teachers, lecturers. So we are into all the levels. Now in our health facilities, we have sisters who are doctors, midwives, nurses, pharmacists, and lab technicians. We also have sisters who are engineers and lawyers. We have journalists.
Okay.
So all these professions, we are into it, and then we carry them out very well. Now, we also have centers where we form people or train people to become directors, counselors. So these are basically the primary work we do. Then the secondary work ministries are the ministries in where we are located, all the parishes. So we are into catechism, Sunday school, youth counseling, So those ones are just within the parishes where we are located. But mostly we have schools wherever we are.
Okay. So with all this apostolate, what brought about the formation of the Holy Child Congregation?
The Holy Child Congregation was formed because of education.
Okay.
At that time, women and girls were neglected in the aspect of education.
Okay.
That is then in England. And our mother foundress was invited to gather these women and young girls and give them some kind of training, not really reading and writing, but all aspect of training that is for handiwork and even music and all that. So it was just basically on education in the whole.
Right. So where are you based globally? As in, where are the societies located globally?
Yes, the society, we are into provinces. As I said, we are an international congregation, so we are into provinces. We have the American province, the European province, and the African province. So in Africa, we are in Nigeria, Ghana, Chad.
Okay.
Then, yes, basically that is the places we are.
And then when we come to Ghana, where are some of your communities?
In Ghana here, we are in Cape Coast,
Okay.
Takoradi,
Okay.
Accra, Goso, Bolgatanga, and Uwa.
That means you are scattered all over.
Yes.
Right. Now that we are talking about community, right? Share your experience with us when it comes to community life.
Well, community life for me is so wonderful. Per my experience from the different communities I have lived, I see community life just like my family life.
Okay.
Because we are made up of different
Diverse
people from different languages, different countries. So like that, the community is always spiced up with different characters, different behaviors, different gifts. So when you add that together, you see that the community is just wonderful. You see somebody is very quiet, another person is very active, so at the end of the day, you see that the community is never bored, the community is never what will I say now? Vibrant. You know. So we are there to complement each other. So when it's like that, you see that there's a lot of joy. Even though we have our differences, we have challenges, depending on the background you are coming from, your own cultural beliefs and all those things comes to play. But then the faith we have come to embrace overweighs that and then brings us together as one family. And that makes the life very joyful.
Okay, so what are you doing at the moment?
Well, at the moment, I am in school.
Okay.
School in Amstead University in Kumasi.
Okay.
But I am based in the community here in Wellenbele.
What are you studying though?
I'm studying hospitality.
Okay. Okay. So since you went to school, what have you been up to?
Up to as in
your role, what have you been doing as in school, and then combining school and then society?
Well, the school, I am a regular student.
Okay.
So I stay in school. When I come home, I help in the community because we have a school where I live. So I help in teaching the students
Okay.
on career technology because now that is the new listen.
Okay.
Before it used to be home economics, now it's career technology. So that is what I do when I'm home. But when I'm in school, of course, it's school business.
Okay.
Then I also assist in the church activities in campus.
But before you went to school, what were you doing?
And before I went to school, I was in Cape Coast.
Okay.
So I was teaching before I got the admission
In Holy Child?
in Holy Child.
Okay.
Not the senior high,
Okay.
the one at the Mimpiasem.
Oh, okay. Cornelia.
Yes, so that's where I was
Okay.
before I got the admission. So when I came to school, my community was here. So usually when I come for holidays, I saw assist in the school.
But before you joined the Holy Cross, Holy Child Sister, sorry, was it the only congregation you encountered?
Yeah, no, that's what I said. Like the St. Anne's that I was teaching and where I schooled is managed by the SMI sisters.
Okay.
The St. Clair's is managed by the FMM sisters. So I've had a lot of interaction with them, but I was not actually like
interested, or you didn't feel like?
Well, I was not really moved to start till I met. Though I always had the intention, but I didn't made it known to either of these
other societies
yes.
or congregations. Okay. So what actually made you stick?
It's perseverance. Because, and I also think because I was not pushed to do it.
Okay.
It came from me.
Okay.
And I believe I have really descended my call before starting.
Okay.
So whatever challenges I face didn't move me back.
Okay.
Because it wasn't like somebody asked me to do it so that I would say, oh, if not because of this person, I wouldn't have been here. But because I made the choice, I didn't see any reason that I will quit at any moment. Okay. And I was just relying on the grace of God with perseverance. That has been my backbone.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. So if you just tuned in, you are watching Cafdil TV's Religious Vocation Digest, Religious Profile. And I am having a conversation with Sister Florence. Don't go anywhere. Stick and stay with us. We are going for this quick break. We'll be right back. If you just tuned in, you are watching Religious Vocation Digest, and this is Religious Vocation Profile with Sister Florence. You can also join the conversation via our social media, Cafdil Cape Coast for Facebook, Cafdil EDU for YouTube. Sister, you are welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's talk about vocations. Do you get vocations here?
Well, not really.
Okay.
We don't really have vocation in this part of our area. Wa,
Not only here.
I
but
know.
Okay.
Wa. But in Ghana, most of the vocation we get is from Bolgatanga.
Okay.
Many of the sisters are from there, and lately from Takoradi. But in general, we are really struggling here in Ghana to get vocations. Our vocation is more in Nigeria.
Okay.
So when we have like 10 people in the formation, you may have just 1 or 2 Ghanaians.
Okay.
That has been the trend.
Okay.
Well, as to why it is so, I don't really have an answer to that. Because we go around, we do vocation promotions, we do come and see programs and all that. But eventually we'll get like 1 or 2
Okay.
every year. Sometimes we don't even have any in a year group.
Okay.
But we have never had more than 2 in a set.
Okay. Now you see, the world is changing.
Yeah.
And now most of the youth are found on the socials. I don't know if you are using a different means in approaching the youth, other than the come and see and the others.
Well, now we are into the social media as well.
Okay.
We have some of our programs out there in the media.
Okay.
And actually some people get to contact us, mostly the Nigerians,
Okay.
through the social media. And then some of the calendars, web pages.
Okay.
So they read about us and then they are able to come. But mainly it is just the one-on-one interaction. Maybe the ministries we run, some of them, that's where they get to know us.
Okay, so with all these apostolates that you made mention of, now that you are not getting vocations or the youth to join you, how then do you fill these positions when you are not available or you are no longer around?
Yeah, I think it is really a concern for us, and we are trying to get different ways of getting closer to the youth, because before we have, like, you have to reach certain stage in education. Since we are an education society, we kind of want people who are grounded in that aspect before they come to join us. And then one aspect is also that some feel that they don't want to be teachers, and since we are teachers, they feel that mostly that is what we do, and they don't want to like join us. But now we are, that's why now we are into different aspect of apostolate. So that if you don't want to be in the classroom, but you can have other apostolate that you can carry on. I think this has been the new way we have adapted to see if we can have young ladies joining us.
It seems it's not only the Holy Cross sisters who are suffering from this less in vocations.
Yes, I think it's a cut across every congregation. But well, some are glaring actually, but I think the problem may not directly from the different congregations, but from the youth. Because these days, one of the challenges is that when they come, and then in the course of journeying with them and interacting with them, when it comes to them saying yes, they want to start, once you mention like you don't owe anything on your own, that gives them the setback, because they feel that they are working, they should receive their salaries.
Okay.
They should possess this. This is mine. This is mine. But in the religious life, we don't have that. The religious life, we have things in common. And when they wouldn't understand when you say that we have things in common, because they see the worldly things to be more attractive, and they feel that it should be named by me. I owe this car. I owe this house. But in actual fact, you don't owe it, but you have it.
Okay.
That is the life of the religious. So you can't possess it as your own, but you have it to your abundance. But that is what scares them when they hear that they are working, but they don't have their salary to themselves. That is actually what takes them back. And most of them actually has come to acknowledge that they made a mistake.
Okay.
When they finally realize that, oh, what they were thinking is not what it is. Because they realize that going into marriage, you are still working all right. You have your salary, but at the end of the day, that salary is not able to sustain you as compared to seeing your mates in the religious life. You see that they eat, they clothe themselves, they have a good place to stay. Sometimes you see them even riding cars. So you see that I have made a mistake. I would have, but they feel they want to have it named by me. Okay. Oh, this car is mine.
Materialistic things.
That is it. Okay. So I think most of the problem is from the material things. That's what they look at.
Apart from that, is there any other reason that is making the youth not attracted to the consecrated life?
Well, some will say that it is boring, because they are just seeing that we are confined in the one place. You cannot like jumping up and down. You attend different programs and all those things. You don't have your freedom. You have to. So those things, when they look at things like that, they feel that, no, I prefer to be in the world.
Okay. Since education is one of your major apostolates, I would say.
Yes.
What do you think of the education system here now in Ghana?
Education system now is something one cannot really tell, because many things have gone wrong.
Okay.
We don't have discipline, and more especially the private schools that government is like putting hand inside to make the life so difficult. Parents are not helping matters. You can't discipline a child. They will tell you that, oh, I didn't bring my child here for you to do this, to do that. And you can't also have education, just reading and writing. It has to be the whole package. But the aspect of disciplining a child to become somebody in future is not happening now, because they feel that everything has to be AI. You have to be just up there, speak good English, read, write, and that is it. But the other preliminaries surrounding the education is lacking, because you can't read and write, but you cannot socialize with somebody. You cannot keep a home. You cannot relate with anybody. So for me, that is missing. And it's all because we cannot discipline a child. They will dictate to you what to do. This is how we want the education to be like. So we are really handicapped in that aspect. And that actually has run down the level of education, even with the private schools that we run.
Is that also a contributing factor to the consecrated persons not getting vocations?
It may be, I am not sure, because you know, everything begins at the early stage. You know, how you build up a child will help the child to be able to know certain things growing up. But if you are just focused on one direction, it is difficult for the person to make the alternative. So for me, I feel that if you are able to give a holistic package to the child will be able to discern well. But if you just give one way and the child is just going, at the end of the day, and you see that even when they are able to be grounded in education, they tend to look at things like this, like you are not, you know, you don't know what you are doing.
Yeah.
So you ask them, oh, no, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a doctor, I want to be this. But you say, but these things, you can still be a religious and still do this wish of yours. But as I said, it all boils down to the fame, the material things, worldly possessions, because they feel that when you acquire all these things, you should have that prestige, you know. But in religious life, you know, you have to lie low. You don't have to blow your trumpets in all those things. So for them, there's no need.
With the government's intervention in education, do you think the holistic teachings is still found in the Catholic schools?
No.
What are some of the things you've noticed?
You see, the Catholic schools now, when as I said, when we started, everybody knows that Catholic school, when you attend Catholic school, you are somebody that everybody respects, because you are well disciplined, you are all mannered, you know what to do. You don't need to be told. But today, you have to say, sit here, stand up, lie down, do this one. They cannot think beyond what you have given them. So in that aspect, it makes the Catholic education the same with every other there's no other institution. There's no difference.
So do you think we have to go back to those days where the Catholic Church was handling the Catholic schools?
Sure, that would be a very good point for us to maybe stand back and claim our old glory, because now I don't see the difference. Like strong faith was inculcated in the schools, but today it's not happening. So they go through Catholic schools, but they don't really owe anything as to say that I am from a Catholic school. But if you ask those who have attended Catholic school those days, they will tell you that it is the best. But today we can't boast of it.
That's sad. Okay, so since you became a sister, have you made any impact on anyone?
As to joining the society, no.
Okay. Can you at least share how you are supposed to do that?
Well, as I said, the contacting has been done. But for me, I believe that it is a seed that I sow. It may not germinate today, it may not germinate tomorrow, but I have the hope and believe that it will germinate in the next future, because these things are not just rushed into. For me, I feel that they are paving way for people tomorrow to come in. But as in now, we don't have anything like that. But I believe in the future. That is what I know, that what I am doing now may yield fruit tomorrow.
Do you have any challenges as a consecrated person?
Yes. The challenges as a consecrated person is that as human beings, you know that now we belong to the religious family and the biological families. But you know that when you are in the religious life, everything of yours is for the society. That is where my child. So sometimes you don't even have the time to even see your family, because though we have annual leaves, but sometimes the work is such that you are even unable to make that leave. So for me, that is the challenge. But in all, I am happy as a religious. And I always tell people that even if I die and come back, I would like to be a religious.
Good. So what are some of your moments of happiness as a consecrated person?
Well, my moments of happiness is in the community. When I'm with other sisters from different places. You know, we share a lot from our backgrounds, our education, our cultural backgrounds and all those things. So you see that you learn a lot. You learn a lot. And for me, being an international congregation, I travel to different countries, you know, and I mingle with different people. And I've never regretted staying anywhere and working with people. I always feel at home wherever I find myself. And that alone is a lot of joy for me. And it made my family to be extended. You know, belonging to a congregation extends your family, because every Holy Child sister is a family member. And by that, you see that there's a lot of joy. Going around and meeting other family members from different places. You know, that alone gives me joy.
That's nice. So now you have the platform. Speak to the heart of the youth.
Well, as I said, Holy Child is an international congregation that is here in Ghana and particularly in Upper West. Today, the youth actually is not interested in things of God. We are running after things of the world. But for me, I believe that things of the world, they are good. But first, we need to also serve God. I plead with the youth that in as much as marriage is a vocation, we should also consider other vocations, which is the religious life and the priesthood. For me, I keep saying that if I want to make a choice, religious life or priesthood should be the number one thing, because you can go into the religious life or the priesthood and still come out and marry. Because going in there, you are not going in there automatically to become a priest or a religious. You are descending your vocation. You are searching. Probably this is where God has called you to be. But because you didn't exploit and just went in straight to the marriage life, it will be very difficult for you to try marriage and come back to be a religious or a priest. But if you make the first move by coming into the religious life or the priesthood to discern your vocation, nobody forces anyone to stay in a religious life or priesthood when you feel that in all honesty you are not happy in that life. We only journey with people to make a good choice for life. And for that matter, I always advise you to come and see, experience the religious life and the priesthood. They are going to guide you even to have a good marriage that will last. Very often now we have marriages that are not holding simply because the youth are rushing into it. They don't take their time to search or to discern before going into the marriage. And you have a marriage today, tomorrow they are seeking for divorce simply because they are not prepared for it. But in the religious life, they will guide you in all aspects. And when they do that, it will help them to know that I am really called either to serve God or to be in the marriage life. Because we all believe that marriage life is the first vocation, and we don't dispute that. But the only thing we are asking is that people should discern well before making the choice. People should discern well before making the choice, because the life is a whole period for you. You are not going to go back. Okay. Whether after the marriage, you know it's for better, for worse. So why then do I have to always make that mistake and then I cannot come out? Mm-hmm. So I will plead that the youth should always, because the priests and the religious are always available. Okay. They are everywhere in the parishes. We are not driving people away. We try to welcome people to help them to make their life choices. So I will plead that they should come to us, ask questions. It is obvious that they really don't understand what the priesthood and the religious life is all about. And they are also afraid to come closer to us to ask questions. But when you ask questions, you will be able to get answers to them. And one of my biggest challenge in terms of religious vocation is the parents. Okay. The parents these days are not helping matters, because they will always tell their wards, oh, when you grow up, I want you. Catholics will tell their children, oh, I want you to be a doctor, I want you to be a nurse, I want to be a dad. You know that you need the spiritual aspect of your life, but you want somebody's child to come and do that for you, and your own child you don't want. I have a very big challenge with that, because parents, when you start nurturing the child right from day one, if you tell, if you are speaking to the child small, even though you want to be this, you want to be, but can you also think of being a priest or being a sister? Oh, the way you behave, I feel you can also go into this life. And so you see, when parents say things like this to the children, it will sink, and they will be growing up with it, and they will be thinking about it. And it will be easier when they grow up and then they come to meet the vocation people, talking to them about these things. It will be very easy. But when parents are always on children to, when you grow up, I want you to be this, I want you to be that, I want you to marry so that I'll have my grandchildren, I want you to buy this one for me, I want to buy that one for me. So that is what the child is occupied with. And that is the child's focus. I want to make my parents proud. My father wants me to do this. My mother wants me to do that. And for that matter, that is where they are focused. It takes a very strong child in faith to be able to withstand what the parents wish him or her to be, to come out to say that, oh, dad, mom, I want to follow this path. And sometimes it's a struggle. Many of them, we have to go to their parents, and it's not always easy. So the question I always ask, this is what you wish for your child. Yes. Do you also consider what God wished for that child? If you feel that you want me to marry and give you grandchildren, at the end of the day, if I marry, I'm not happy, and maybe I don't even have a child, what happens to that wish of yours? Where will you get that grandchild from? But parents don't often think that. What they feel is that what I want is what my child should be. But they never consider what the child wants, because the child also have a wish. But they have never considered that. Every time is what they want the child to be. And because I am a parent, my child is obliged to listen to me and probably to follow what I want. But I don't consider the happiness of the child. But every parent, for me, I would advise that will always put the child's happiness first in all that we are doing. Because if your child is anywhere and is happy, that should bring joy to you as a parent. If you bring your child up well, and your child is able to say, Dad, Mom, this is what I want to do, support me, do this, and then you support the child, and the child is there and is doing well, of course, you should be happy. But if you wish that my child should do this, should do that, and some of them will, by that, push the children to do all manner of things just to get to that point, to let their parents happy. Meanwhile, they themselves, down within their hearts, they are not happy in that particular position. So for me, I think the parents also have a lot to do when it comes to vocation promotion, because they should be the first people to begin nurturing the children with those things, so that the child will grow up to know that, oh, there is also a vocation like this. Okay. But all we know is marriage. Okay. Everything is about discernment. And usually, I tell young ladies, first of all, you need to pray. Ask for God's directions. Because all this we are doing is all about God. Okay. It is service we are rendering to humanity. Okay. If you want to be a religious and probably a holy child sister, first of all, you should take your prayer life serious. And secondly, you should be serious in your education, because you can't give what you don't have. So you need to be educated and to be grounded in the faith.
Do you have a number to share with them in case somebody wants to contact you?
Well, the number is my number that I will give.
Feel free.
So that anybody that calls me, I will be able to direct the person as to what to do. So my number is 050 60 24 239. We are just trying our little best to also see how we can get the youth to be interested in things like this. We are trying out, because it's not actually entirely ours. It is God's mission, and He is the one to complete it. So we rely on God's grace, but we try to reach out to the people, allowing God to do the remaining work and bring His work to fruition. So, okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you to our church viewers for joining us this evening. Have this interaction with Sister Florence. My name is Shadrach Samuel.